All right, Matt, our fourth fight on the main card, UFC on ESPN 7 from Washington, D.C. And listen, if you asked me if I was excited for Stefan Struve and Ben Rothwell in 2010, I would have said, hell yeah. But it's 2019, and I am not excited for this one. But listen,
at all.
You look at Stefan Struve, he made his UFC debut in 2009 against a really, really tough opponent in Junior Dos Santos.
I was 12.
You look at Ben Rothwell, he made his UFC debut in 2009 as well as co-main event slot against Cain Velasquez. These guys have fought the top of the top competition, but again, this is through the years. You look at Stefan Struve in his last 4 fights, he's 1-3, lost to Alexander Volkov, Andrei Arlovski, Marcin Tybura, and beat Marcos Rogerio de Lima in his last one. You look at Ben Rothwell, he's lost 3 in a row to Junior Dos Santos, Blagoy Ivanov, and Andrei Arlovski. And oh, by the way, quite a long layup between Dos Santos and the Ivanov fight.
USADA.
Yeah, exactly. USADA issue. So you can't look at the body work.
Do you want to know what this fight is? Basically, both guys at this point in their career at a 10, their skill levels are at about a 2. The difference is Ben Rothwell can still take a punch and Stefan Struve can't. That's the way I see this fight. Andrei Arlovski fought both these guys and beat both these guys, which is crazy to say because he beat one in 2017 and one this past year. But when you look at both guys' performances against him, neither guy did well. They both kind of got out-volumed, and I don't see them doing that to each other. Ben Rothwell, at this stage of his career, ever since he came back from his USADA suspension, is not able to have the volume that once was the reason why he was so highly touted in the division. And Stefan Struve doesn't have the grappling, I don't think, to actually be able to take advantage of any sort of grappling exchange between the two.
And I know Matt was 12 in 2009, but Matt, you can't forget the first fight between Ben Rothwell and Andrei Arlovski at Affliction 1.
Oh, my bad.
Where Arlovski was able to get a win as well. Yeah, it's a weird fight stylistically if you want to match them up. The way Ben Rothwell fights now is almost like a point striker at heavyweight, which doesn't really translate all that well. He just moves in and out, or just straightforward without a lot of head movement. He used to do that herky-jerky thing, which worked for him.
It did.
It really worked
security
well.
through obscurity.
But now he just moves forward with just that head on the center line. And Stefan Struve, still, his distance management isn't great. We're going to run over time.
That's fine.
For one of the lesser fights in the main card. But I just want to say this. Yeah. I know he's 7 feet tall. They're finally acknowledging on the UFC website that he's 7 feet tall. He always wanted to be 6'11 and 3/4 or 6'11 and a half. But the point here is that 84-inch reach. He has 6 inches of reach over Ben Rothwell. And listen, I hope that maybe this is the fight.
It's not going to be, Craig.
It's a shame because the guy has 44 fights as a pro. And you look at it, and it just hasn't translated. Okay, I mean, he's 31 years old.
Craig, he knocked out Stipe Miocic. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Stefan Struve at his best, even the first half of the Volkov fight, he actually looked pretty good against the top-tier opponent. Yeah. It's just he can't sustain it, and he can't take a shot at it's not even anymore. He's never had the best chin ever, and that's really been hurt. Well, when you're at heavyweight, you kind of have to have at least a decent one, because any shot's going to be able to put you out. I don't see this fight being any good. I think both guys gassed at the first round. I think they're going to get a really sloppy decision. I'm going to pick Ben Rothwell just because I feel like he'll be able to sort of sustain into those later rounds a little bit better, but that's it.
I think Struve's going to be able to get it done.
Sure.
We saw against Blagoy Ivanov that Ben Rothwell just didn't truly have it anymore, and then he fought Arlovski, and it was even more apparent. Stefan Struve at least put up a fight against Marcos Rogerio de Lima that you have to worry about the leg kicks with that guy, especially with the long, lanky guy in Struve, and he was able to outlast the early barrage in the first round and get a submission win in the second. And if the fight goes to the ground, I think Struve has the utmost advantage.
I think you're correct. Ben Rothwell submitted Josh Barnett.
That was a long time ago. And the reason why it would get to the ground is because Ben Rothwell got tired. It's 2019, not 2009. Fight. I'm not as excited.
No.
Rothwell's your favorite. I'm going with Struve. Matt's going with Rothwell.
Sure.
Fight Night Picks 2-minute predictions here on YouTube for UFC on ESPN 7. Let's get into it.